I feel this rant would have been more viable about 10 minutes ago. Because 10 minutes ago, I was really infuriated. You see, I had just lost a really bad game in League of Legends. I looked at my match history and then I realized the past 9 out of 10 games that I have played have been in defeat. The several games before that were probably also defeats as well. Someone will probably look at that and say, oh, well, this person must really suck at playing this game. And that's what really fires my fox. Because you could be one of the best players in the game, but if you don't have a great team composition, you just look like a freaking noob and there's no chance. And then the other team starts treating you like a noob, and they're like, oh, you mad, bro? I'm so good at this game because I beat you this way. And it really gets me upset. I was playing Diana. Now, normally I didn't think a jungler was a very viable way to play the game. Hypothetically, it was, but in practice it wasn't. Because a lot of people would pick champions that should never jungle. And that's what everyone's trying to do nowadays. They're trying to pick a bunch of champions that think they can jungle, hypothetically, but they can't. So I figured, what's going on? Why is this hypothetical situation of jungling not panning out? So I picked Diana. I picked a champion that actually says jungler in that list on their profile. You know, like mage, melee, fighter, that sort of thing. I picked a champion that actually says jungler in that list. I picked cloth armor, 5 potions, and picked my W, which is that 3 moon shield ability that she does. So I started at blue buff, cleared the jungle, and I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, I'm clearing the jungle pretty quickly and I'm staying at level with everyone else. I go to another lane, I gank, I actually get them pretty low and my team gets the kills. So I'm thinking, well, what's wrong here? The problem is that everyone thinks that they can jungle when they really can't. They don't read the jungle how-to list. They don't practice in bot games. And then they just run into PvP and think they can jungle just because they have a champion that can do that. So for the longest time, I would play champions in mid, AP character. Mostly Ahri, of course, because Nine-Tailed Fox, clearly. And the enemy champion always had someone who knew how to gank and how to completely wreck my face. That I've started to get more savvy as a mid champion. But lately, this Season 3, a lot of champions have been calling mid and getting ganked like crazy and like, oh, well, they ganked me. And it's like, well, then you should be more aware of the jungler, not overextend. It's like, well, it wasn't a jungler, it was a side lane. Then you need to be really map aware and be aware of when someone calls them MIA. But they don't. So they call they call mid early game. They end up feeding the opposing champions, and I'm stuck in a side lane playing an 80 carry I don't even want to play as. And that's another thing that I've noticed. ADCs are slowly becoming more and more pointless. Because this Season 3, everyone is getting so much more selfish about killing minions and getting creep scores that they're not letting the ADC get the last hits because they want the minion kills themselves. They want the champion kills themselves. So they're not getting the ADC fed early game. So when they can't pan out damage later game, it's like, oh, well, it's your fault because you're a terrible ADC and you don't know how to play the game. No, it's because you're supposed to fucking... Warning, I may swear in this. You're supposed to freaking help the ADC. But I didn't want to be the ADC in that game anyway. That was the second to last game that I played. And then, of course, I started jungling because I figured, you know what? If people are being so bad at jungling, then I'll jungle. Well, unfortunately, that game I had a person playing Wukong who sucks at the game, a person who picked Volibear, never connected, A person who solo tops a Mumu, and I'm going to hate myself for being this negative to this person, but honestly, if you're going to solo top and know you're going to solo top, pick a champion that's slightly more overpowered at soloing top like Riven or Vi. A Mumu can probably do it, but he requires a bit more skill. And he may be one of your favorite champions, but until you get a little bit better at the game, you should probably practice soloing top. Because when you get shut down by Darius at top, which, by the way, Darius goes top. He's been, like, meta'd every other day. I don't think I have ever been in a game where I have not seen a Darius. He's always top. And so this Amumu gets dragged out from under his turret because of Darius's grab. Duh! Learn your champions. Know who you're facing against. Darius has a grab. Stay out of his range. So what if he's punching at your turret? Bandage slam him. Stun him. Punch him. What's he going to grab? He's under your turret stunned slightly. He'll grab you? What? He's going to try and run away because he's getting shot by the turret at that point. So, Malzahar was mid, and he actually was doing pretty okay. He was keeping mid well defended and getting his kills. Bottom fell within 3 minutes because Volibear didn't connect. Top fell 6 minutes because they kept getting grabbed by Darius. And the opposing team didn't have a jungler, so it was 2 top. Yeah. An Amumu solo top versus 2 top falls within 6 minutes. Meanwhile, I managed to clean the jungle out. I'm level 6, and I have to go bottom because bottom fed. I probably should have gone bottom sooner, but I didn't realize that Volibear never connected, and nobody told me to go bottom. Nobody pinged. I was busy jungling, and I have to keep the route. I have to keep focused, because if I slip, then they start to scale faster than I do. So nobody's like, hey, go bottom because we don't have another. No, Wukong tried to take it on himself because he was being selfish. He thought, oh, well, I'll solo bottom, and then I can take them on. First blood. 3 minutes. Turrets down. I'm just so tired of it that I just can't take it. So I uninstalled League of Legends, and hopefully something will change and I'll re-download it, but at this point this has just been a bad week. I have to focus on school, and League of Legends is quite possibly the least important thing that I should be worrying about right now. And so that's what fires my fox. This is Spicy Fox signing out.